I might as well just open this up now because it's 5 o'clock somewhere. Listen to that crack. There we go. Cheers. Bet you all didn't expect the live stream to start with somebody drinking beer, but here we are.
I feel like
Well,
it was expected,
it was expected.
Yeah.
It was expected.
given the context.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think tonight is it's a celebration of life while also being awake at the same time. Uh, you know, but before we get into the depressing, joining me tonight, because we weren't here last week, we're back this week. Joining me tonight, I've got Leah, and once again, I've got Allie Andrews from Knights of Ren podcast. Allie, Leah, how are you? Hey, John.
Doing all right. I gotta. I am in way over my head with a cosplay project, so that has been eating up all of my brain space.
Ooh.
It happens.
It happens.
It happens.
Mhm.
I do have to say, contact cement, my new best friend.
Nice.
That stuff's magic.
Yeah. Yeah. Allie, how are you?
I'm doing all right. Currently trying to survive the mess that is the modern day job market, and that is so fun. But other than that annoyance, I am living my best life.
We salute you.
Thank
and wish you
you.
Godspeed.
You are so
Journey.
brave.
Oh my god, it's a mess. Yeah.
It is. It is. I mean, the job market is a mess right now. I mean, it's crazy.
Mhm.
It really is. Yeah, it's tough. It is tough. But I believe in you. You are an awesome person, and you will get a great job.
Thank you.
You
I
will.
believe in you. You will
Ah,
get a job.
see what done did happen there. I'm talking Southern tonight.
Oh gosh. It's a night.
Mm-hmm.
It's a night.
It is night. It's been a week. It's been a week.
Yeah.
It's been a week.
Yeah.
Anyway, couple of quick announcements. There is not going to be a live show pretty much for the next month. Um, Next week, I'm at a concert. The week after that, I'm free Saturday night, but yet the next morning we fly to Disney.
Oh,
So you probably
Yeah.
don't want to be
I mean, we
up
could
and
do
tired.
the
You want to
show.
be.
I can do the show the night before and just get like 5 hours of sleep.
Don't do it. Don't
I'm
do
gonna
it.
do it.
Don't do it.
I'm gonna do it.
oh
I'm
no.
gonna do it. I am gonna do it. I am gonna do it. And we will have content for you from Disney. We are gonna be at Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, which is gonna be a lot of fun. And then we are also going to see Dinosaur one last time.
R.I.P.
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 Now, Allie, did you were you did you attend Not So Scary?
Yes, I did. Actually, like 1 year ago, a few days ago. Yeah. One
Oh,
day
nice.
here ago, a few days ago. Yep.
What'd you think? Was it fun?
Oh, it's so much fun.
Yeah.
Like just so much. There's the treat runs are super cute. Like just getting to like get treats at these different areas in the park. The parade, Boo to You, the cutest freaking parade ever. That song will be stuck in your head for 15,000 weeks. And yeah, it's just super fun. The vibes are awesome. It's just a little weird that it's like August, but you know it's fun.
We whenever we've done it, like the one time we did it in October, it was actually Faye says they're too deep in con prep. It's all good. But anyway, the one time we did it in October, that's when it was the Boo Bash, like when they had like shortened it a little bit. But it was like really nice. Every other time we've done Not So Scary, it's either been in August or September, and it's been super freaking hot.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that. I remember that very well.
Oh yeah, and then the one we did in August a couple of years ago, it rained.
Oh no.
Yeah. And then like they didn't communicate that the parade was still going to go on, so we missed the parade.
Oh no.
Yeah. So we missed Max's power line.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, the candy's great. They give you just handfuls of
Yes,
candy.
yes.
The food is awesome.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's a great time. It is a great time. And then yeah, and then we're gonna see Dinosaur one more time and ride it at least 10 times.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
So
I
sad.
gotta I gotta spend time with my boy Dr. Seeker.
Of
You know?
course, yes. I'm sad I don't get to ride it one more time, like, I honestly wish I rode it more when I was down there. I have regrets, you know? Ugh.
And then we also want to do the carnival one more time too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, my wife says she needs the giant Aladar.
My gosh.
hmm So yeah, we'll actually do a show the night before we go to Disney. So but after that, um yeah, we don't have anything that weekend after, right? Okay, so then live show the 7th, live show the 13th, or no, the 14th, and then no live show the 21st, no live show the 28th. So, yeah, so you'll get a couple of live shows. I lied. Sorry. Um
You lying liar.
I know. I know. I
How
am the
can we
worst.
ever trust you?
I know. I'm the worst podcast YouTube host of all time. Um, you know. Anyway, so those are the announcements. Yay, vacation. Yay. I
Vacation, all I ever wanted.
Yeah.
vacation.
Vacation.
Yeah.
Got to get away.
I just start singing Holiday Road from the vacation movies, honestly.
Also valid.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Anyway, so let's dive into some news here. We're gonna go. We're gonna talk about a few things tonight. We are gonna mention D23 a little bit because they did announce some stuff. But before we get into that, this week was Gamescom over in Germany. This is like the biggest gaming expo in the world now. And we got a launch trailer for Star Wars Outlaws. Outlaws is less,
Ah,
yes, Outlaws is less than a week away. If you have Ubisoft Plus or you pre-ordered the Gold or Ultimate Edition, you do get 3 days early access, so you can start playing on Tuesday, which is really exciting. How are we feeling
I'm not
about
I'm
hanging out
not saying I threw a ton of money at this game early, but I will be playing it on Tuesday.
I'm playing it on Tuesday as well.
um I'm excited. I have kind of been in a not in a gaming mood, but I feel like this is going to get me back into it. Um, and you know, if I hit a spot in the game where I'm like, I don't know, I don't know how to progress from here, then I can just go and work more on the cosplay and be like, when I hit a point where I'm like, I don't know what to do now, then I can go back to the game. You know, it's balance.
It's a nice back and forth. It's a nice.
But yeah, I'm excited. I have been looking forward to Kay and Nyx for since it was announced.
Yeah, yeah. Um, did you see Xbox gave Humberly a brand new Xbox Series X and Trailblazer controller holder and like all that stuff?
I did not see that.
Yeah, yeah. They gifted her an Xbox because she didn't have any current platform to play the game that she was in
That's
on.
yeah, that's classic.
That is
Um, shout out to how my computer died not long ago, so I had to get a new one. So I was like, well, I might as well get one that can run current games with good graphics.
there you go. There you go. Allie, I guess you're just gonna watch our Twitch stream.
Yeah, I'll be watching the
Okay.
streams. I'll be watching the playthroughs.
Cool.
And you know what? That is just as good a lot of the
And you know
time.
what? And you know what? I will count it as playing the game
Thank you. I appreciate
because
that.
that's what it is. I mean, you are
I've always
technically
counted that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. John says, I assume we won't be hearing from any of you for a while when Outlaws comes out. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
That's not a bad
yeah,
guess. Yeah.
yeah.
Um. Yeah.
It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a lot of fun. D. Bradley Baker's coming back as Nyx, the little buddy. Um,
Yeah.
Also at Fan Expo Canada this week or this weekend, they had a Outlaws vending machine, and I think one of the prizes that you could get is actually one of the Nyx plushes that they made.
I love that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I want a Nyx plush.
Nyx is cute.
Yeah, yeah. Nyx is
The
best.
creepy puppet Nyx that they used for the motion capture is a little distressing, but
It
Nyx
is.
is generally cute.
Yeah. Amanda says she's going to vanish for a while. Yeah, I think we all are. I think it's going to be one of those moments, kind of like when for a lot of you when Baldur's Gate 3 came out, a lot of you just disappeared.
And when Survivor came out,
Yeah. Also, when college football came out for Mandy and I, we just poofed. Um, yeah, yeah. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Speaking of Gamescom, we do have another Lucasfilm game that is coming out, and that's Indiana Jones and the Golden Circle, in which Troy Baker is going to be playing Indiana Jones. And that finally has a release date, December 9th of this year on Xbox Series X and S, PC, as well as Xbox One, through Xbox Cloud Gaming. And you will be able to play this day one on Game Pass, December 9th, 2024. And then they also announced Indiana Jones and the Golden Circle. I had to think for a second. I wanted to call it The Last Crusade, but that's already one of the movies. That will also release on PS5 in the spring of 2025. So that is pretty cool. I like how Microsoft is keeping this exclusive just for a little bit, and then they're like, yeah, the PS5 players can have this down the line. But for Doom, which is coming out next year, they're like, no, you guys can play this all at the same time, and they're doing the same for Call of Duty. But I'm excited for Indiana Jones. I love Indiana Jones. I still have yet to watch Dial of Destiny, but I will. Um, who's excited for Indy? Just me? Okay, cool. Awesome.
I'm gonna be honest, I didn't actually know that was coming out.
Honestly, me
It
too.
had been announced until just now.
It looks great.
I see Indiana Jones is a very funny thing for me because my sisters and I had a box set of the Young Indiana Jones series
Such
growing up.
memories.
Um, but then I also have not seen the most recent Indiana Jones movie. So, it's a mixed bag with me in that franchise.
Yeah,
Yeah.
honestly, same here. Same here, honestly. Yeah.
No, I get it. I get it. What was really cool was when speaking of another game that's like a media tie-in, when for Ghostbusters Spirits Unleashed, when Frozen Empire came out, they actually did a Frozen Empire overlay for the firehouse and like all that other stuff, which was really, really cool for them to do. So, um, and they said that with Indiana Jones, there's high replayability. So we will see how that goes. All right, let's move on now. We're going to talk D23 for a little bit because the last time that we were on the air, it was the night of the D23 Disney Parks and Experiences panel, which you could either stream through Fortnite or you could watch one of the many Disney media members streaming it from their devices on YouTube. Um, Allie, I think you and I will run with this for a little bit, and Leah, if you want to jump in, you can. Um, I'm going to start with Disney Cruise Line. We are about to get the 6th ship in December and the 7th ship in next year. That's the Disney Treasure and the Disney Destiny. And they announced that they will be adding 4 more ships between 2027 and 2031, totaling 13 ships in the fleet.
It's a lot.
Allie,
It's a
how are we
lot.
feeling about Disney Cruise Line?
I haven't actually directly like tried out Disney Cruise Line yet. It's one of those like bucket list items that I just don't have that financial like
Yeah.
ability to at this time. But I'm like super excited. I've heard so many good things about the cruises and the types of experiences they offer, and just the way that they translate kind of like the parks experience to that cruise experience. So I'm like super excited that they're bringing more, and it makes me excited that when I do have the financial ability, there'll be lots of options to pick from. So
Yeah, exactly. We'll plan a team cruise later on
oh
in
my God.
2031 after all
Yes,
these ships are released.
I will save the money for it. Yes.
Disney has had a fleet of ships for 25 years now, John. It kicked off
Long
with
time.
Magic 25 years ago. Yeah.
Long time.
And I actually cruised on the Magic a couple of years ago, and
Oh,
that
nice.
ship was beautiful. Oh,
Mhm.
so gorgeous. And you're right, like they truly take the parks experience and put it on their ships, and it's
Mhm.
incredible. Yeah. So let's move on here. Yeah, Starlight beacon transmissions at sea. I think that would be
Yeah.
either be a lot of fun or a disaster or
Oh
both.
God.
Um, I may get banned from Disney Cruise Line.
No.
Kidding. I'm kidding. All right, let's move on here. Disneyland Paris is getting a Frozen Land as well as a Lion King land with a Lion King themed attraction, which is literally Splash Mountain.
Honestly, that's what it looks like. Yeah.
It looks like Splash Mountain
It looks like
with
that.
Timon, Pumbaa, and Simba. That's about it. Hey, Jackie, that's what it looks like. That's what it looks like.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know what else to say about it. Like, I hope it goes over well. Like, I really do. But
Yeah.
who knows?
Yeah.
Hmm.
I just like that they're still willing to take non-modern-ish or non-currently popular modern-ish IP. Not saying Lion King's not popular. It's a super beloved film. I love that film, and it definitely has like a strong fan base. But especially with the timing, with like the recent anniversary, and they're just willing to like still take and build entire like lands off of like not immediately current IP, which I really appreciate.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about current IP.
Let's do that.
Because the next thing is I forgot what they announced for Tokyo and the other parks, but for Disneyland,
A lot.
we have there's a lot. Getting 2 new rides at Avengers Campus, Stark Flight Lab, which is pretty much going to be Mission Space, but Tony Stark
Oh
themed.
god.
And they're bringing Robert Downey Jr. back for the
Mhm.
pre-show to like play Tony Stark.
Yeah.
And then we have Avengers Infinity Defense, which I don't know.
You don't know. Okay.
I don't know. That ride vehicle looks so weird.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Anything to add on this so far, Leah, or are you just chilling?
Just chilling.
All right.
Apologies for not having more to
No,
add.
you're fine. We're getting to more Star Wars here in a few.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because there is a Star Wars announcement. Christ. Oh god.
There was a Star Wars announcement.
There was a Star Wars announcement.
And we will get to that towards the end here.
Yeah.
All right. The next thing for California is we are getting Avatar. They are doing an Avatar expansion to Disney's California Adventure, which they already claimed is going to be inspired by Avatar: The Way of Water, as well as Avatar 3: Fire and Ash, and then the subsequent films. How are we feeling about this? because I actually like Pandora at Animal Kingdom.
Yeah, I like that it's not gonna just be like Pandora 2.0. I like
Yeah.
that they're not just like bringing the exact like that's why I appreciate what they're bringing to Disneyland. They're not just bringing the exact what already exists. And well, not just with Disneyland, with Disney World, like the translations between those two parks that they're adding isn't exactly what already exists at those existing parks. So I appreciate that. And I'm interested to see. It looks from the concept art, it looks really cool. So
Mhm.
we'll see.
Yes. Now keep in mind, for those of you wondering when these projects are happening, they did say these are in active development. So these projects are currently happening like
Yeah.
right now.
Yes.
Um, they said no blue sky whatsoever, which
Thank
is
God.
yeah,
Jeez.
because Tomorrow loves blue sky.
Mhm.
Um, all right,
So we're
now
thinking that they'll have the stuff for the franchise that has fictional space helicopters and things on a fictional moon of a fictional gas giant before we put an actual space helicopter
yeah,
over an actual moon of an
orbiting.
actual gas giant.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Which there is a mission planned like that. I think it's launching, I want to say late 2020s.
Hmm.
Titan Dragonfly. The
Oh yeah,
budget
yeah,
for
yeah.
that is about the same as the box office of the first Avatar movie.
That is wild. That is wild. Um, yeah, no,
I
that's
just thought that
crazy.
that was funny.
No,
Anyway,
it is. No, it is. It's great. It's awesome. All right, let's move on to Disney World.
Mhm.
So, should we start with Animal Kingdom or go to Studios?
Let's do Animal first because I have thoughts on studios.
Okay. Okay.
Lots of thoughts on studios. So yeah.
Okay. So, Animal Kingdom,
Animal's
as
just
I stated
depressing.
earlier, it's time for us to start saying goodbye to Dinosaur, which is really
First issue of the
sad.
night. First issue of the night.
Yes, first tissue of the night. Allie's already crying. Um, yeah, it's time to say goodbye to Dinosaur, as that will be replaced by the Tropical Americas. Um,
Mhm.
and we are getting an Indiana Jones ride where Dinosaur is right now. And then we are also getting a carousel, which the only thing that I saw from the carousel was the Kevin that they made for it, the Kevin from Up.
Mhm.
Um, and then we're getting Casita, and there's going to be a ride in the Casita, which is
Mhm.
pretty cool.
Yeah, that's definitely cool. Yes.
Yeah. Um, I'm just sad to
Yeah.
see Dinosaur go because it's
Yeah.
it's just awesome.
Yeah,
And
it's just sad because like I'm super excited for the new concepts and what they're bringing, but
yeah,
I'm sad that it is coming at the cost of like these rides with so much history and like love
yeah,
and everything stuff.
yeah.
So sad.
Well, I have to ask you this question.
Okay.
Who cares about It's Tough to Be a Bug?
Not me. That is the one ride on the attraction where
I
I'm
mean,
like,
I like It's Tough to Be a Bug. I like It's Tough to Be a Bug,
I don't
but
like it. It scared me. I only did
it
it once
scared
while I was
you.
down there. I didn't like it.
It scared Allie.
I didn't like it.
It's all right. That's gonna be Zootopia.
Yeah.
So yeah, and it's
So
Zootopia better together. Ha, ha, uh, ha, ha, ha. All right, let's move on to studios now. Hollywood Studios. Um, we are getting a Monsters Inc. roller coaster. It is a suspended roller coaster that takes you through the door room. And we're getting Monstropolis. We have no idea where the hell they're going to put this thing. There are ideas out there.
there are
Some
ideas.
people
Yes.
say Star Wars launch bay is going bye bye.
Hmm.
And some people say we would have to say goodbye to the Muppets. And I don't
Well,
want to say goodbye to the Muppets.
no, that's where I have thoughts. I'm like, no, no,
The Muppets.
Muppets. No, I'm okay.
Yes.
Here's what I'll say on this. Here's what I'll say on this. So they made the Muppets like such a staple of Jollywood Nights. Like it was such a staple of Jollywood Nights. They just changed the seating in there.
Thank
They
you, Courtney.
just updated a bunch of technology in there. They clearly care about the production. Okay, and we have Launch Bay. We have Galaxy's Edge now. I love Launch Bay. It's cute, but like it's an area, and even over in that area, they have Animation Courtyard. They have space over there to build
Yeah,
stuff, and
yeah.
I will be just so depressed if they go the other way around. It'll make me so sad.
Yeah, the Muppets need to stay,
Yeah.
especially. But you know what? Update Muppet Vision, and give me Sam the Eagle's 3-hour
Oh my god.
number about patriotism. I will gladly sit in air conditioning for 3 hours
Oh my
for
god.
Sam the Eagle's tribute to America. Leah, go.
That is the greatest idea I've ever heard. Thank
Right?
you. That is the most Sam the Eagle thing that could possibly happen.
Right?
Oh my god.
And then you know what?
My proposal is that is happening. You do need to have loudly Statler and Waldorf commenting on everything that he says the whole time.
Oh yeah. I mean, they already do in Muppet Vision, but yeah.
No, the whole time.
Oh yeah. Like
Three
Mystery
voices
Science
talking
Theater.
over each other.
Yeah, like Mystery Science Theater. Yeah, do it like that. Also, you need to give me an updated version with Rizzo dressed as Mickey Mouse.
Oh my god.
Hello, welcome to my pack. Also, does this mean that we can get better pizza at Pizza Rizzo?
Please. Please.
Only if it becomes Pizza Planet, which they actually had an opportunity to do. Anyway, yes, Amanda, we do need more Muppets. Jackie, I think the announcement made me the most sad. I heart the Muppets. Who doesn't love the Muppets?
Right, exactly.
Who doesn't love the Muppets? Now I want to watch Muppets movies. All right. Hey, Andrew, how's it going? All right, let's move on now to the big thing. Well, that's Epcot's getting a lounge.
Yeah.
2025. Anyway, they kill the Muppets, I will riot. Dude, don't go that far. Don't go that far.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, no.
No.
Anyway. And then Muppet Treasure Island. Love Muppet Treasure Island. Anyway, back to what we were saying. Magic Kingdom's getting a Pirates of the Caribbean tavern, which is fun.
Yes.
And then finally, just announced for Magic Kingdom, we are getting a Cars Land, which is going to be in the American frontier, and it's going to tie into Frontierland. Hey, Andrew, that's awesome. Scarif sent you here. That's pretty cool. Welcome. I hope that you have fun. I hope that we're not too wild and crazy and off the wall for you.
Wild and crazy guys.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Steve Martin and Dan Aykroyd. Thank you. Anyway. And guess what? Guess where Cars Land is going that everybody is now coming out of the woodwork defending? Rivers of America and Tom Sawyer Island. Who goes there?
Oh my god. No. Like seriously. It boggles my mind how sometimes we get announcements like this and then all these people come out and be like, that's the best place ever. And I'm like, when were you saying that? Like, I'm sorry.
Where were you like 20
There are
years
some
ago?
people I know who were crapping on Tom Sawyer Island the entire time I was living down there who are now like, how dare you get rid of Tom Sawyer Island? I'm like, what?
Nice. And finally,
I don't know.
well, we are going to get our own version of Radiator Springs Racers too. Which is
no.
really
I'm
cool.
excited. Like, oh.
Yes. All right. And finally, Villains Land. We're getting Villains Land in the Magic Kingdom, which is going to be awesome. It's going to be the entire pantheon of Disney villains, and there's going to be 2 attractions. And if they do not give us an Yzma and Kronk roller coaster, then they have not done their jobs.
They failed us.
All right, let's actually do the Star Wars parks announcement now, which is Mando and Grogu are coming to Smuggler's Run in 2026 when the movie comes out.
Of course they are. Of course they are. Yeah. Woo.
Which, I'm sorry, it really just doesn't make sense for
Okay, yeah,
what.
this is why I went like this, people. Here we
Yeah.
go. Here we go. Here we go.
Yes. Dr. Facilier does need more representation,
Yeah.
Jackie. Thank you.
Yeah.
Um, yes. So excited for
does not.
Carsland. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. This doesn't make sense for
Doesn't
what they've
make
done with
sense
Galaxy's Edge.
at all. At all.
Go
I
ahead,
had
Leah.
an entire class where they bragged about how powerful Galaxy's Edge is because of the timeline stuff and the whole premise of Galaxy's Edge, and now they're just like IP.
Okay. Leah?
I think it would be interesting if for the movie they just temporarily pivoted it to be like during the movie Galaxy's Edge as like a promotion thing,
Okay.
especially if they finally put Batu into one of the live action shows, into one of the live action projects.
Yeah, that's true.
Currently YJA is still the only one that's has Batu in it. And that is not live action. I think that would be an interesting move and would, because like Batu's been around the whole time. They could just change a couple things around.
Yeah, they could.
I think I'm
it would be a bit of a to-do, but like for the first movie release in 7 years, I feel like they would do it.
Yeah. Allie?
I think like honestly, and like at first, the weird thing is at first I was like, oh my gosh, because I thought it was like gonna be like a Star Tours kind of thing where you like sit on Smuggler's Run, you get a different mission every time. I thought that's what the announcement was at first. So at first I was on board with it. But like the more I sat on it and realized it was just our way of bringing more Mandalorian into it, like I sat with it, and then I watched the Geeky Waffles video about the timeline stuff, and it made me think about how much the Disney people, whenever they talked about Galaxy's Edge when I lived down there, they talked about the timeline stuff, the whole thing that it's this, whenever you go to the Batu, you're living the same day over and over and over and over. It's the same exact day.
It's Groundhog Day.
Exact point in time in the timeline. So it's just a little frustrating, man. I know we have like he does a little character appearance there. I know there's still been like little inconsistencies before, but I think like taking one of the core attractions in that area and like significantly trying to like mess with that whole premise for your area, it's just a little heartbreaking, like honestly. And it's like not the end of the world to me. I'm not like one of those people who's like, oh my god, I'm never gonna like love Galaxy's Edge ever again. I still love the place, and no matter what they do, I'm still gonna love it. But I think when you're so attached to like a core idea of what the land is, and then you're just going to fall back on your popular IP, which for the casual people are going to love it. Are you kidding? Like kids getting to fly with Mando and Grogu, the casual fans will love it. But as someone who's like incredibly passionate about like the more history part of it, it's a little devastating. It's why those changes in the other parks are a little bit sad, even though it's exciting.
Yeah, I agree. Okay.
Sorry to Ben.
No, you're fine. So in honor of Cars Land going to Walt Disney World, I picked up Cars this past
weekend. Yeah. Nice.
including my boy Hudson Hornet. I love the Hudson Hornet. He's one of my favorites.
Slay.
Yeah. Okay. Now, let's move on to some a little more happier news before we get into the other stuff. Did you all know there's a Star Wars wedding coming up?
Wedding?
Yep.
I did know.
Oh, that took me like
did
a
know.
to realize what you were talking about.
Lula and Zine are getting hitched.
Oh my god, yes.
It has been wonderful seeing this coming in the comic.
Yes.
If you haven't read the comic, their proposal was glorious. Highly recommend. But I'm so excited for this.
Yes.
And I'm really happy that it was my friend Ella, who did the design for the dresses,
Yes.
and then she's the A cover for the issue, which is like super exciting.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's gorgeous.
Yeah, I'm just very excited all around for this. I've been waiting for this. Lula and Zine are the reason why I like joined the Star Wars
Aw.
fandom. Because I'd always been a Star Wars fan,
Yeah.
but I never talked about it online until I read Midnight Horizon. I was like, oh,
Oh yeah.
they're they're so cute.
This comes out December 18th and will retail for $5.99. It is the High Republic Wedding Spectacular one shot. Yes, we are getting a lesbian wedding in Star Wars. I am here for it because I love Lula. I love Zine. They are the best. And Zine better perform at their own freaking wedding as a pop star. Like,
Oh my
she
god.
better perform.
I mean,
Yeah, I'll try.
Cian Holt is gonna be there. We know that she's gonna be there. Who else do we know is invited? Obviously, like Farzala Court, right? We know that Emmerich Kaftor is invited.
Mm. Yeah, Emmerich's gonna be there.
Presumably Cantum's invited.
Cantum is invited. Hopefully Comac shows up.
I think a good number of the people in the Tarkin family are invited, which is interesting.
Yeah. Yes. That is
Tarkin family always on the scene when something gay is going on in Star Wars.
I mean, Tarkin was
Right.
pretty.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
yeah. Grand Moff
excited.
Tarkin was fabulous. So was Krennic.
And you know what? We already had our wedding that devolved into fighting with Fontu and Ziri's wedding in phase 2. So this wedding's gonna be totally safe.
But I
I
love
believe that
that
with my
wedding.
whole heart. All the bad stuff's gonna happen after.
I love that wedding with Ziri and Fontu.
I love Ziri and Fontu's wedding too. But
Yes.
also, I do not want Lindsay to get shot at their wedding.
Oh god.
And I don't think that they will. I don't think that Daniel would do that to us.
I think
Yeah.
Daniel's going to give us a wholesome issue
Yes,
with the
please,
wedding.
Daniel.
Like, I think that's what Daniel's going to do.
Yes. I think it's going to be like the Bake Off, where
Oh, God.
the frame story is the present at the wedding,
Mhm.
and there's going to be some kind of flashback story to like maybe a Zine and Lula moment that we haven't seen,
It's
or to Farzala in court losing the rings or something.
it's
Or
there's going to be a story about Buckets baking the cake.
oh my gosh.
Yeah,
No, is he on the other side of the storm wall though?
I think he is on the other side of the storm wall.
Ah.
They need to find a way to break him out so they can bring him back.
No, he is on Ariadu,
Oh,
or at
okay.
least he
Yeah,
was
yeah,
last we saw him.
yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
because he was at the same prison as Farzala and
Yes.
Ishnar. Ishnar is gonna be there. My girl.
It's going to be fun. If you have not read High Republic Adventures yet, please do yourself a favor and read that. If that's going to be the only High Republic thing you read it. It's wonderful. It's fun. It's silly at times. It's emotional. It's action packed, and it's great. Also, how can you not love the Great Jedi Rumble Race issue as well? Like, that one is so funny, especially when Ram goes running by Emmerich and Cian, and he goes, "Hey, Master Emmerich. Hey, Master Emmerich's friend," and like just
Didn't
keep
he say,
running.
"Hey, pretty lady, I
Oh
don't
yeah,
know"?
yeah. Hey, pretty lady, I don't know. Yes. All right.
Icon.
We got a Loth Kitty.
Yes.
This is the Halloween Loth
Oh my
Kitty.
god, I love
Oh my
it.
god, he's a candy corn.
He is a
Literally.
candy corn.
Candy corn.
He is a candy corn.
Oh my god, he's so cute.
Yeah.
The best.
And I found these in the wild because it's now time to talk about our main topic.
Oh god.
Shortly before the cancellation, I found these.
Oh. Oh.
It's Jackie.
Yeah.
Which I got to tell you, the detail in this, because of like the glare and everything, but the detail in this Jackie figure is gorgeous.
Yeah.
And they actually gave them cloth over robes.
Oh, nice.
Mhm.
Yeah. And there's our boy Yord.
Yes.
What a guy.
What a
What a
guy.
What a guy. What a guy. R.I.P. Yord and Jackie. Gone too soon.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
never forgotten. Um, so my friends, this week was a tough one.
Yeah.
It was reported by Deadline that Lucasfilm was not going to be moving forward with Yord as the bro of the Jedi Order. He is. It was reported that they are not going to be moving forward with the Acolyte with season 2, which is a bummer. Because it was, I didn't think it was perfect, but damn it if I didn't have fun with that show.
Mhm.
And I'm gonna turn it over to Allie and Leah.
I think, I mean, I'm almost certain that there's a lot of internal things, behind the scenes why they've made this decision. I think it's very possible that they're just kind of pivoting away from Disney Plus original content.
Yeah.
Um, Presumably, it's not as profitable as they wanted it to be, even regardless of viewership numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed it. I really had fun. Yeah, it had its flaws. I think that it's one of those things where, like, kind of like Clone Wars, if it had more time to grow, it would have been that would have been good for the story. Um, because as much as everyone loves the Clone Wars, Clone Wars season 1 and Clone Wars season 7 are very different shows.
Oh, hands down.
Yeah.
Clone
Hands
Wars season 1 and Clone Wars season 3 are very different shows.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
I I hope that some of the things that they did with the Acolyte get to continue onward. We already know that there's tie-in books coming. We already know
There's the Kelnaka comic too.
there's the Kelnaka comic. I hope that in their future projects they have more of the fun stunts that we got in the Acolyte. I hope that they have. Yeah, I hope that they take things from the Acolyte and use them again. I hope that this is not the last that we see of these characters with this one season and then the books and comic that we already have announced. I'm kind of waiting and seeing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not happy that it's not getting a second season, but it seems like I said, like it seems like they're generally slowing down Disney Plus originals,
Yeah.
at least for the major IPs.
Yeah. That's true. That's true. Allie, go ahead.
Okay. I'm very disappointed. I just remember I was like so off the internet that day, and I can't describe it any way other than heartbreak. Like I literally felt like my heart dropped the second I opened Twitter that day, and that was the first thing I saw, and I was like, Well, if I'm not gonna have a good week, as you said, it was not a good week. This show just means so much to so many for so many reasons.
Mhm.
It was a show where a lot of people felt represented in ways that they never had before.
Yeah.
It was a show that touched on, and it not even just touched on, allowed itself to express emotions in a way I hadn't seen Star Wars do in a very long time.
Mhm.
And it was a show that it wasn't afraid to be its own show. And I think for me, that's a big reason why it's so heartbreaking, is because it was a show that drew so many people in, or drew them back in. I saw so many of my friends I hadn't seen on the internet in
Mhm.
honestly years, if not like many, many months, like re-entering the fandom, like dipping their toes back in, trying to test the waters in a way that they had been too scared to do before this show came out. And I don't want to get too emotional, but
It's
it's
okay. It's
really
okay.
hard to see those people feel belonging again, feel represented again, feel like an openness to something that they loved so much that hurt them again. Like I it was really hard to see those people like feel so welcome back, only to be like stabbed in the back again in a way.
Mhm. Yeah.
And then for me personally, like with the emotions was the big thing for me. I talked at length about a lot of shows recently about how characters just weren't as much of a focus as they needed to be.
Mhm.
They really weren't. We obviously it doesn't always have to be characters all the time every day, but characters are integral to story, and not
Mhm.
just characters, but characters that express emotions,
Mhm.
characters that are allowed to interact with each other beyond life or death situations, like characters that are allowed to be messy and not have a perfect plan for how this way that everything is going to go. And
Mhm.
then like what you said about allowing stories a space to grow, to like both on a creator side and an audience side, allowing multiple seasons of a show, you allow a story to grow, you allow creators
Yeah.
to further define the identity of their show, and then on an audience side, you allow time for your audience to find new things to get attached to, new characters to get attached to. Characters change, characters evolve. I and many other people hated Agent Callus as much as the next person for seasons on end, and then we ended up loving him. We love
Mhm.
Agent Callus. Like we love Callus now. Like, and if you don't allow stories time to grow, characters time to grow and change and evolve,
Yeah.
you don't allow, it's not open for your audience. You don't allow
Mhm.
growth, you're cutting growth. And that's just like so devastating, because you want to give stories and characters and people time to grow with the show. Like people are changing their opinions all the time. Shows change all the time. And we're cutting change. We're cutting time. We're cutting growth. And I don't, it frustrates me because, and I'm gonna get a bit personal for a second.
No, go ahead. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
I grew up loving Mandalorians. They were my entire personality. Sabine Wren's my favorite character. Mandalorian history has always been my biggest draw to Star Wars. If
Mhm.
you told me when I was younger that the Mandoverse would be so integral to Star Wars, I would have been like the happiest kid alive. And now I sit back, and I know this is really like depressing to say. I hate, it's starting to make me feel guilty for liking Mandalorians,
Mhm.
because it's, we've gotten to a point in many people's eyes that these new shows, these new breaths of air, these new stories, these new characters are coming at the cost of Mandalorians. And
Yeah.
I never ever wanted that to be the case. I don't want my favorite characters in Star Wars to cost these other shows their lives.
Yeah.
Because too much of the discourse now has become, oh, it's because of Dave Filoni and The Mandalorian, nothing else can live. And it's frustrating for me, because I love this show so much. I love the emotion. I love the characters. I love the property. But now I feel like I can't love my other favorite thing in Star Wars because it's going to cost these new shows their lives. So I
Yeah.
just want to personally say, like, I, a lot of people have said this is their final straw. I've seen so many creators be like, I can't even like love this like Star Wars the way I used to love it, because like how can you get so attached to a show, so attached to characters, only for it to just go away like that.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna keep loving Star Wars, and I just want people to know here and now that is not because I don't like the show. I love this show so much. Just because I love Mandalorians doesn't mean that I don't want other shows to exist.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that's
it's not a zero-sum game.
No, it isn't.
yeah.
And the beauty of Star Wars itself is all the stories that can exist at any time and across multiple properties, whether it be video games or books or TV. And yeah, I love Mandalorians as much as the next guy. Seriously.
Yeah.
Allie, you helped make me a bigger Mandalorian fan.
I'll take
Like,
it.
you, like
A
seriously,
Fandalorian,
you
if
did.
you
A
will.
Fandalorian. Yeah, exactly. A Fandalorian. But for me, like, I like my introduction to like long form Star Wars storytelling outside of the movies and the books was Clone Wars.
Yeah.
And like my wife, I got her to become a Clone Wars fan because of how much I loved Clone Wars.
Yeah.
And like, you know, she loves Clone Wars. She loves Bad Batch. Like, you know, she loves all of the clone heavy stories. But she also enjoys The Mandalorian and all that stuff. Like,
Yeah.
I get where people are saying like this is the final straw because it was like them pulling the rug out from underneath these creative people.
Yeah.
Especially after everything that finale sets up.
Exactly. Yes.
After everything that finale sets up, after the hate that was directed at the actors and the cast and the crew,
It's
I
just
feel, yeah, to a lot of people, it definitely felt like a like insult to injury, like
it did.
yeah.
Yeah.
And going back to what you said, Leah, about viewership numbers, yeah, viewership numbers really do. I mean, they are a contributing factor to this. And Mandy and I talked about this as well. And one of the reasons was also it's not just because of the viewers. It was because of how much hate there was
Mhm.
towards this show.
Yeah.
And that it's so sad because and especially now like those people that were like so loud about the hate towards the show are
Mhm.
now so hateful towards the people that want this show back.
Yeah.
And it's sad. Star Wars should be for everyone, and it could be for everyone if the gatekeeping and toxic fandom would let people enjoy things. Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
But that's the sad part is that there's so much gatekeeping. There's so much toxicity right now, and it's sad because yeah, like I said, was it perfect? No, but it was damn fun.
Yeah.
And the characters were great. The performances were incredible. The fights were incredible. Um, Basil is MVP. Um,
He is. I think I mean, you know, it's hard to say that any of anything feels perfect.
yeah,
But everything has something good in it. Everything has something that we enjoy.
Yeah.
it
Like
gave us brutal fights.
Yeah.
it gave us fantastic fights. It gave us May and Osha, who were just fantastic. Amanda Stenberg acted their butt
Yeah.
off.
And Manny Jacinto.
Yeah.
Yeah, Manny did fantastic. Charlie did fantastic. All the
I miss Soul too.
and like, I mean, even all of the shows have had something good about them and have had something,
Mhm.
you know, that fans haven't liked, that some fans haven't liked, that like
I mean,
yeah.
Yeah, to tie it kind of back to what I said, I think it's like hard because it's like it shouldn't be one or the other. And I feel like
Right.
they're becoming too reliant on that property. But that's why I got a little heated about the ride thing too. It's just like it just tells me it tells me that is the case. It helps reinforce that, and I hate it. It's hard for me because if it was the other way around and they said no more Mandalorian stuff ever because of these reasons, I would be devastated. So it shouldn't be one way or the other. It shouldn't be, oh, you get more Mandalorian stuff at the cost of losing all these other things. It shouldn't have to be. We should be able to tell all kinds of diverse stories.
It should be a zero-sum game. One doesn't have to come at the cost. I mean, obviously they can only produce so many things at a time, but I understand them leaning in on the Mandalorian. It's been very, it's been a success.
And Ahsoka.
But I don't think that it's accurate for people to be like, so because this is successful, because they're doing more of it, that's why we aren't getting other things. It's like, well, it's maybe why we aren't getting other things at the same time. They don't want to have two live action shows releasing at the same time. But I don't think that one of them inherently cancels out the other. You don't have to like everything. You don't have to like anything.
Yeah.
But just because you don't personally like it and you want the other thing doesn't mean that the thing that you don't like shouldn't exist.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's one of the challenging things too, is I think a lot of this community has become too much of a to one extreme or the other. I've seen very little recently of people being like, oh, it's amazing, but here's all the ways it's flawed. I haven't seen that as much lately. It's either super amazing and the best thing on earth, or it's a failure. And we shouldn't. That shouldn't be the case. Things are allowed to be flawed. Bad things are allowed to have good things people enjoy. Nothing is inherently good or bad. Everything has its flaws and has its good moments.
I do think some of the overcorrecting positivity of some of these projects is sometimes just to vocally counter the people who are hating it, who haven't watched it. And that goes for lots of things, not just the Acolyte, not just Star Wars.
Yeah.
Think about how many people, whenever Star Wars social media accounts post something about Young Jedi Adventures, how many people just hate on it in the comments and definitely do not know anything about the show.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean,
when it is based on the fact that it's a second season is coming out, and it seems like they might be continuing it beyond that. It seems like it's one of the bigger successes.
It is.
Yeah.
It's not for everyone, and it was never meant to be for everyone.
Right.
None of it is supposed to be for everyone.
Yeah.
So you don't have to like everything.
Exactly.
But just because you don't like it doesn't mean you have to hate it. And just because you like it doesn't mean you have to sing its praises from the mountaintops.
I mean, look at what they did. When they first announced Young Jedi Adventures, a lot of people were like, "Oh, well, I know how this ends," and then they showed the gif of Anakin activating the lightsaber in front of the youngling, and I felt like saying, do you not know there's hundreds of thousands of years of history before Order 66,
and also
they could
even just that. Okay, you're making a joke about Anakin killing the younglings at the end. Sure.
Yeah.
Let's pretend that this was happening in the prequel era.
Yeah.
They're still not gonna have that.
No.
In a show that is targeted at preschoolers.
No.
And I get it, you're making a joke. Haha, wouldn't it be so edgy if this happened? But
it wouldn't.
It wouldn't.
The whole reason why the tragic ending of the Clone Wars worked is because the whole tone of the show was kind of low-key tragic. You knew the whole, I don't know.
We knew what the end game was.
Yeah.
That show.
But we also knew or anyone who thought about it reasonably knew we weren't going to get to the end of the Clone Wars and see like Katuni and Gunji getting killed by Anakin.
Oh no.
Oh, that happened in my fanfic. No, I'm kidding.
No!
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I'm sure that's, and you know what? If someone wants to write that fan fiction, that is what fan fiction is for.
Yeah, but I mean,
But like,
Gunji showing up in Bad Batch was perfect.
Yeah.
and like, and when they have it, I don't know. Star Wars has been very intentional about when they, as much as people joked about, oh, they put Order 66 and everything now. They've been very intentional about when they used Order 66.
Oh, they have.
And I don't know, those jokes were just not
Yeah.
funny.
No, no, and yeah, you're not gonna put that in
Yeah.
a show for preschoolers or
And
young kids.
even barring the like lore inaccuracies, like some people tried to make jokes about, oh, you know, but they burned up in Starlight Beacon, and it's like that's also not funny.
No.
One, it's still inaccurate. Emmerich got all the younglings off of Starlight Beacon. It was like the whole point of the fourth issue of Trail of Shadows.
Yeah.
Oh God. Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. All I'm gonna say is this. I didn't Allie, you and I talked about season 3 of The Mandalorian a
Yes.
lot.
Yes.
And how we felt that it wasn't, while it was fun, it didn't deliver what it should have delivered. Did it make me not a fan of that show? No.
No. Exactly.
I'm still a fan of that show.
Exactly.
Even though I didn't like that season as much because I felt they rushed the whole taking of Mandalore thing, and I also felt that Gideon just should not have been there. But that's just me.
Yeah.
But he wasn't because it's his clone. Spoiler alert, that's what they're gonna twist it in the movie.
Oh no.
You know it's coming because
Yeah.
they wouldn't have talked about the whole cloning thing.
I know. Yeah.
But you hope it's a clone of Gideon. I hope it isn't a clone of Gideon. I hope that dude died in a fire.
Oh gosh. No, I don't know.
I hope he died in a fire.
Oh my god.
But
I hope the villain of the Mandalorian and Grogu movie is Elia Kane. Anyway.
No, that would be perfect. And like a lobotomized Dr. Pershing with her. But
yeah.
But we'll see with the movie. But my whole point was it didn't turn me away from that.
Exactly.
While I didn't like, I will tell you this right now, and I've said this again and again and again. I am not a fan of those Mando episodes of Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah.
However, I love Book of Boba Fett because it's fun and stupid and fun.
It is incredibly rewatchable.
It is.
Yes.
It is. I mean, him teaching the Raiders about how to ride the speeder bikes, it's one of my favorite bits of all time. Him
like a
riding
bantha.
Yeah, like a bantha. Him riding the Rancor, amazing. Cobb Vanth showing up, freaking Cad Bane showing up. Like,
I like fan service when I'm the fan being serviced. Is basically what that show was for me.
Yeah.
Thank you. Like I said, I may not have agreed with every decision, but damn it if that show wasn't fun.
I've said it. I don't know if I've said it on here before, but I've told lots of people that Book of Boba Fett is my dad's favorite Star Wars show.
That's awesome.
Because he is a single issue Star Wars voter. Phantom Menace is his favorite movie because all he cares about is the N1 Starfighter. He is the fan being serviced.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And it's just a fun show. And like I said, with the Acolyte, I had so much fun with the mystery, especially with Chimere, and especially with them teasing Plagueis. I loved it.
I had so much fun with the mystery. The fights were excellent.
Yeah.
and they were
I got like
brutal.
4 bingos on my bingo card.
You did get 4 bingos on your bingo card. And who, as a High Republic fan, who didn't love hearing about the Barash vow? Like,
Right.
seriously.
Like we
We
it
ate.
was very it was fun. That's the thing. All of these shows have been fun to watch.
They have.
Yeah, and that's why it comes back to this whole, like, thing where, like, it's we need grieving time. I think everyone needs
We do. We do.
grieving time.
Right.
But
I think
I think
yeah.
walking away not walking away, let me phrase it better. I think, like, as time goes on, the fans of this show will have this. We'll always have the show,
Mhm.
kind of like we always have Book of Boba Fett, even if we never get more Book of Boba Fett. And I think
Yeah.
that's something that we have to remember going into Star Wars Celebration, even though I'm not personally attending. Like, Manny's gonna be there. Take care of, like, please show that man so much love when you all are there. Please, like, dear
Mhm.
goodness gracious, because it's a time to celebrate what there is, what we got.
Right.
Like, he delivered what
And
everything that happened because there was so much good stuff that still exists. That's why the rhetoric around it being canceled is so harmful because
yeah.
it's not
Right.
until I see Lucasfilm like actively press delete on Disney Plus, it's not gone. It's still there and it still exists. It's still something I can go back and
The,
rewatch tonight. Like,
Right.
because
It hasn't been willowed. They haven't announced that it's being willowed.
yeah, exactly, exactly.
but they're
Um
pivoting from it.
and yeah, I
But
think a lot of the like very strong reactions to this will get walked back once people have
they
some
will.
time to think about it.
They will. It's still very
So like
raw.
I don't fault people for being very emotional. I don't really fault people for like looking for someone to blame.
Mhm.
Um I wish that we didn't do that, but like I understand the
Yeah,
impulse.
yeah.
I do like the people who are like, how do I blame Yoda for this?
Oh my god.
Uh,
I mean,
Uh,
it it all
he's
comes down to
covering it
that
up.
little
He's
green
covering it up
dude.
again.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
He
but
talked to Permission
Oh,
and he's
yeah.
like, okay.
Said it time and
"Hmm,
time again. It's
tell
his
no
fault.
one we will.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Um,
And look what the Nameless did. That's all I'm
what
gonna
the
say.
Nameless dead.
Yep.
I miss Willow too, John.
Yeah.
Um,
And the rescue is good.
um, yeah.
But
I think um and if the way that people have to process this is walking away from Star Wars either for a while or for
yeah,
ever, yeah, sometimes you just
I mean,
realize that you don't want to keep. I had that experience with the MCU. Like, I don't hate it. I don't hate that they're still making MCU things. I love that people who love it are still getting things.
Mm.
It's not for me anymore.
yeah.
That's
No, I
fine.
agree. I agree.
Um, I'm not mad that they're still making it.
Hmm.
Um,
I mean,
in
Deadpool
them,
Wolverine was amazing.
there are certain decisions that maybe I still have opinions on, but that's not my place to talk because I'm not
We're
watching
not
them
in those
anymore.
boardrooms.
Whether or not I'm a fan of the choices.
Um,
Um, so yeah, I think it's fine if this is your last, the straw that breaks the camel's back, and you don't want to,
yeah.
uh, watch any Star Wars things anymore. That's fine.
Yeah.
If you want to say it's
I
been a good run,
will
go ahead.
be reading the wedding special. I will be reading the rest of the High Republic books as they come out.
Mhm. Yeah,
I will be
we'll be playing Outlaws.
playing Outlaws when it hits my computer.
And you know what? You know what we'll also be doing in
What?
December? We're all going to be together and we're going to be watching Skeleton Crew.
Exactly. Exactly.
And you know what? I am damn excited for that show because it
Yes.
looks fun and
Yes.
it looks like it's just going to be a beautiful show. Um Also, I want to pitch this real quick. We do a special episode about the wedding special. That's all I'm going to say. I say that we do that, and then we should actually like dress up
Yes.
that Saturday after the wedding special hits, and we talk about the wedding special. Like, I think that would be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So mark your calendar, December 21st. That's probably going to be the last show of the year,
Ooh.
because we're going to be talking about the wedding special.
Pa-pum.
I just want to say, just watching the show week to week and reacting with you all about it was one of my favorite things about the Acolyte.
Yeah.
Another one of my favorite things was seeing people discovering the Acolyte and then discovering the High Republic for the first time,
Exactly.
Yeah.
reading the books and getting
Exactly.
hooked on these books and comics.
Right.
Speaking of the books, Beware the Nameless comes out this week.
It does. It
Yes.
does.
My one of my favorite groups of Jedi younglings are back. I can't say that they're my favorite because that would be a disservice to Kylus and Nubs. I don't know if they're my favorites either. They're tied, you know.
Yeah, but in this, we're also getting introduced to Churro the Hutt.
Oh my gosh.
And Zenny Greylark. Will we
Yeah.
find out?
It's gonna be chaos. Gonna be chaos, pure chaos.
Yeah.
Just like
That's a good one.
Axel.
That's a good one.
Mhm. Yeah. You know, that's just gonna be like, it's just ingrained in the entire Greylark DNA from Axel on down. It's just pure chaos in their DNA.
Yeah.
I do want to say this briefly. There is a change.org petition out
Mm.
to save and renew the Acolyte
Yep.
that has now reached 35,281 signatures,
Ooh.
and they have a goal of 50,000. Actually, correct that. 35,347 signatures. I just refreshed it. This is awesome. This
Yeah.
is really, really cool. And then, of course, the other side of the fandom came up with a petition of don't renew the Acolyte, which has only like 2,000 signatures.
Let's not even promote that. Like, let's not even.
No. I'm not.
No. I mean, I don't even want those fans to hear about it. Like,
No.
no. Oh, it's frustrating. It's so frustrating that people, even if this petition like ultimately does nothing, it's still people expressing their love. And it's frustrating that any expression people right now are having of love, of healing, is being like repelled so negatively like that. Like it frustrates me so much.
And you know what also frustrates me? Look at the Bad Batch. Like, if the Bad Batch, like, if people had bashed the Bad Batch after season 1, or like they had just immediately just stopped after season 1, we wouldn't have got that amazing third season.
Yeah.
Even Resistance, regardless of how you feel about the animation, Star Wars Resistance was incredible.
And it could
have gone more. So many Resistance fans are also big Acolyte fans.
Yes.
So for all of us to have gone through this twice now,
that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're all just like, I feel like some of us are the ones who are like, well, might as well happen again.
It goes back to that Peter Griffin meme. First time? No, not my first time.
No, not my.
John, to address your comment about your worry about Skeleton Crew because people are going to boycott it. I don't normally cuss on this show, but I am going to say this: fuck them. Seriously.
Again, I think a lot of the people saying things like that are doing it out of a place of reacting emotionally to the news.
I agree.
And whether they actually go through. And again, if they really do decide, I don't want to watch Star Wars anymore, that is its own thing.
Yeah.
I also do I also do think the Skeleton Crew and Acolyte do have different target audiences.
Yes,
Oh, 100%.
definitely.
I do not think that we will have shirtless Jedi Knights and
No.
Sith Lords in the
Damn,
Acolyte,
there goes my bingo card.
or in the Acolyte. In Skeleton Crew, we did have those in Acolyte.
I gotta scratch this out now.
They were not on my bingo. That was not on my bingo card for the
Yeah.
Acolyte. Crazily enough,
No.
Well,
they didn't have
hold on. Shirtless Jedi doing laundry.
shirtless Jedi doing laundry in such a way that shirtless Jedi doing laundry and shirtless Sith getting out of the water in such a way that
Oh,
I was able
just
to figure out how. I know he was more than just
I know,
shirtless, but we only
I
saw
know,
the shirtless part of him.
just saying.
In such a way that we were able to see how these clothes are put on, which was like a boon for so many cosplayers. Anyway,
Mm.
Going back to my one comment though about fuck them, I meant the haters. I'm
Yeah.
not talking about the people that are like, hey, because the Acolyte was canceled, I'm not going to watch Skeleton Crew. Like, if that's how you feel, then
right, the
that's how
people
you
who
feel.
are
Yeah,
reacting,
it's
the
important
people
to
who
make
are
that distinction.
legitimately
Yes.
like,
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I meant
Yeah.
the haters. I meant the
Mhm.
people that tried to sink this thing in the beginning.
right.
Like them, fuck them. The
And
rest of
Oh
honestly,
yeah,
everybody else.
even more so than just watching Skeleton Crew, I hate like it's hard to be in negative fan spaces, but I will go to war for these kids during the show. I will. I will
oh yeah.
100%.
do anything in my power to defend
I'm
these children.
worried for these kids, frankly.
yeah.
Frankly,
And
it's a miracle to me that Vivian Lyra Blair has been received mostly well
yeah,
by like
Yeah.
certain
but
people who call themselves Star Wars fans. Um,
I will say this. Do not bully those kids.
do not bully those kids.
You
Not
bully
bully
those
those kids.
kids, I'm coming after you.
That's what I'm
I
saying. I will
want
go to
a
war for the
Vivian Lyra
children.
Blair welcome, not a Jake Lloyd
Exactly.
attack.
You know, you want to bully some kids. I'm coming
Obviously, the
after
people
you.
who would attack these kids are not the ones listening.
No.
No,
No, of course
Y'all
not.
are good.
Still,
Y'all are
it's
fine.
the
You're,
point
Yeah.
thing
you're
to
gonna be
say.
good.
Like,
You're gonna be normal,
yeah.
and I love you for
What is
I love you for that.
what is normal? Oh, you
Not
mean being a
attacking
human being?
children.
Oh, okay, so being a decent
So
person.
Anakin, not normal. Most of the pirates
Yeah,
in Young Jedi Adventures, not normal.
no. Hondo, normal.
Hondo, normal.
Yes, yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, no,
Uh,
I just it like and I didn't even say that 'cause, like I obviously people listening aren't going to do that, but I think it's still important to say like just to remind even people that are have the ability to like defend the kids, to like speak out, to try to help them. Like it's just I feel like we can do our best to like because they're kids. They're kids. Like
let
I
them have fun.
let them have fun.
Right.
Let them be proud of the project they worked on. Like
Mhm. That was
gosh.
like all the people that were bullying the guy in Book of Boba Fett that did the spin move and then shot the gun.
The most Star Wars move in the whole show.
Thank you. Because you know what?
Yeah.
I would be doing the same damn thing.
Okay, so he did a little spin move. Okay,
And you know what?
fine.
If it had been
Han,
Lando, everybody
Han didn't look, and he shot behind his back, and
exactly.
everyone cheered.
Yeah. And you know what? If he didn't if it had been Lando, everybody would have lost their crap and they would have been like, that was so amazing. Did you see that part? But no, because it's some dude that's with the Vesper Rangers, you just lose your crap.
Mhm.
I've said it before. I'll say it again. Skeleton Crew would be the show to bring the Vespa Rangers back.
And they should.
Yeah,
I want the Vesper Rangers crossover.
please.
And I call them the Vesper Rangers out of the most with the most love.
Yes.
Rangers of the High Republic High Republic of the New Republic might be canceled. Whatever. Vespa Rangers of the New Republic,
Bring it.
$40 billion
Because you know
in
what?
profit.
You can make Cobb Vanth their Zordon. Or Boba Fett their Zordon.
I just think
And Black Crusader
just
can be
think-
their Alpha 5.
I just think people should have fun with the things that they love and should
I agree.
have fun with the things that they love. Should feel okay criticizing things with legitimate criticisms,
Mhm.
and should shut up about the things that they're not interested in.
100%.
Honestly.
So I want to have we're having fun even though we're mourning.
Yeah.
Some
Look,
people
the
ask me,
best funerals are celebrations.
yes,
I believe that
I agree.
in my core.
Some people asked me how a certain someone, a character that I've had for a little bit in our RPG shows, feels about the cancellation of the Acolyte, and I'm gonna bring him in just a second. Excuse me, real quick. Okay, I'll be right back.
I know who it is, but
You
how
guys can talk amongst yourselves because I got to get him a beer too. So I'll be
course.
right
Okay.
back.
Cool.
I know who it is, but how funny would it be if it was Master Dan from the High Republic Phase 2 TTRPG campaign? Um, I'll go through some of the comments that I missed. I would watch 20 seasons of the Vesper Rangers. Me too. I would watch 30.
Yeah.
I hope Skeleton Crew can bring the fandom together. I just hope it doesn't tear it apart more. We need to learn from Jake Lloyd and Kelly Marie Tran. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and they're just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to.
Oh god.
Please don't bully child actors and actresses. Rushing. Okay.
Hey, how you doing? It's me, Stevie P. That's right.
Howdy.
Hey, how you doing? Doing okay? Let me tell you how I feel about the Acolyte being canceled.
Tell us.
I'm pissed. I'm pissed.
You sure it's your
because-
first beer if you're already pissed?
Yo. For those of you that don't know me, my name's Stevie Palps, Stevie Palperones, CEO of Stevie Palperoni Pizza. I'm also the successful rescuer of multiple cantinas that have closed down throughout the galaxy. And I may or may not be a clone of Emperor Palpatine. Who knows? Allie, I'm so sorry that you have to meet him like this. But, people were wondering when he was coming. I actually had a pot in the Acolyte, and it got cut. It got cut, Actually, I was in the fight scene. I was one of the dudes that got impaled.
Oh, yeah. You bled so much.
Oh, I did. And then they also, did you see my likeness in those little things on the beach on the one planet?
Yeah, they were spot on.
Yeah. They were like, "Hey, Stevie, can we do this?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure. Go ahead, do this." But when they asked me about Plagueis, I was like, What are you guys doing, huh? Huh? What are you guys doing? You could just show me. I'll be Plagueis. I look like Plagueis, don't I?
I mean, they need to digitally stretch you a little bit.
Yo.
Maybe they could film. They could do some mirror thing with one of those funhouse mirrors to
Anyway, for those of you wondering what my next project is, you can catch me in God, what am I in now? Oh, I'm going to be in Star Wars Outlaws. I play.
Do you know which syndicate we have to side with to get your cutscene?
It's all of them. It's all.
All of them.
Yeah.
So we have to side somehow with all of them at the same time.
Oh yeah.
Or
yeah.
Okay, so it's a super niche, rare.
Yeah. And I may or may not have a scene with Kira. Who knows? Who knows?
You know, we're not allowed to talk about it.
It's like Bruno. We don't talk about him.
I was thinking more like an NDA, but
Oh, yeah,
that too.
that too. Um, who's this? Amanda asks, Stevie, when are you going to Oga's Cantina? Well, soon. And I'm going to shut it down, just like I do with all my other cantinas. I'm going to close it out. I'm going to walk in there. I'm going to throw some beers, throw some, whatever. What do they have there? The charcuterie board or whatever. I'm going to throw it around. I'm going to say it's raw. I'm going to tell the DJ to stop spinning his music, and it'll be great. It'll be great. Is it 100% playthrough of each faction, then get your cutscene? I'm actually in the Hondo Onaka DLC that they're going to be
Mm,
releasing.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah.
exclusive.
Oh yeah, I'm exclusive to Xbox. So if you have PC or PlayStation 5, you will not be able to get me. I'm sorry. Did I say too much?
Nah, you're good.
Okay. I'm also going to be in Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. I play Nazi number 2, so I'm going to get punched in the face.
Nice.
Troy Baker's a
Um,
great guy. A charcuterie board. Yes, that's right. It's a charcuterie
yeah,
board.
you gotta watch out if you're throwing things around in Oga's Cantina.
I
Her
know.
people have been known to
That is
throw
true.
people off of the
That
spires if they get too rowdy.
that is true. That is true. But I hope I have my television crew with me because I'm going to try to rescue the cantina. Yeah. Am I going to be in Skeleton Crew? Who knows? Who knows? Actually, I am in Skeleton Crew. I'm Jude Law's character. They just digitally replaced me with him.
Oh,
So he's doing all the marketing for me. Yeah,
interesting.
yeah. People are probably wondering, like, what the hell's going on? I'm just Stevie Palps. No Yoda hate? Oh, I'm hating. I'm hating on Yoda. I'll tell you right now, that green dude is the worst.
He should stick to teaching incoming youngling classes
You know
and
what?
step back from management decisions.
You know what? I'm going to tell you this right now. He's actually not a teacher. He actually isn't. He didn't even graduate high school, let alone college. So what's that tell you about yogurt over there? Will I lead the Vespa Rangers? I already am.
Yeah, who
Should
said
I
he
drop the
wasn't?
act?
Yeah.
I think I should drop the act.
What act? You're Stevie Palps.
I
Yeah.
am Stevie Palps.
You are.
I am Stevie Palperones. Yeah, this is what I.
Any resemblance to other persons, living or dead, purely coincidental.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Minus the cloning thing. That is
Yeah.
Oh
maybe not coincidental. But
yeah.
So you want to know how I got out of there? I used the
Mhm.
world between worlds.
Oh.
smart. Is that why you're everywhere across time and space simultaneously?
I'm kind of like the Doctor. Yeah.
Mm.
Mm.
Yeah. I'm kind of
Yeah.
like the Doctor, except I don't have 2 hearts. Last time I checked. Let me see.
Have you checked? Are you sure you weren't like made as like an organ farm clone?
You watch your mouth about organ farms. You watch it right now. That's mean.
Okay.
That's rude. Don't even know what I'm doing. Anyway, Stevie Palps. He's pissed. Oh, have you ever considered to team up with Geode? So let me tell you something before I go. Geode and I, along with Leox, Giassi, and even Affy Hollow, we partied quite a bit on Coruscant. We even partied quite a bit on Starlight Beacon. I was there when Geo deflected the blaster bolt and it flew back into the dude. Yeah, I was there. It was awesome.
Nice.
It was awesome. Yeah. And then you know what I also did? I
Mhm.
punched the nameless.
Mm.
I punched him right in his face. It's like, get
Thanks,
off my
guts.
stage. And you know what? It just went whatever it does.
I feel like they do that to just about any stimulus.
Yeah, they do. I mean, it was weird.
I mean,
Because,
sometimes they just do that. Sometimes they just go.
yeah. My hand was all sticky and gooey. It was weird. It's like that scene in Alien, like when they touch the wall and then like they pull their hand back and it's like all gooey and stuff. Yeah, it's kind of like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. People are probably watching this and they're just like, "What the hell is going on?"
Yeah.
This is Stevie Powell.
Art is happening, people.
Yes. Yes.
I don't think I'm that funny tonight, but who knows? Anyway, Stevie wanted to say hi and say he was pissed about the Acolyte. Wow, that was bright.
Where the hell did CB go?
I
Eric, how did
well,
you get here?
a longo tailo, but part of it me being clumsy.
Oh, that makes sense. That explains
Stevie
it.
Palps is the best. Stevie Palps is the best.
Yeah.
So for those of you that don't know, Stevie Palps is an NPC character that we've had in RPGs in the past. He was a little more tame tonight. Normally he's yelling and cussing quite a bit. He is the most profane character in all of Star Wars outside of R2-D2. Yeah, and it's great. It's great. It's fun. So, anything else before we wrap things up for the night? Allie, do you have anything else you want to talk about?
I just wanted to bring someone commented, like, I was scrolling through a bit and someone commented like, will Star Wars even listen? And I think it's like hard because like I feel like I'm all the time saying like, oh my gosh, if only like this or that or the other, and like obviously they might not even be listening. But I think a big thing for me is I think kind of why you talked a lot about how people are acting out in certain ways to grieve as they need to emotionally process. The thing is, the reason people reach such extremes of emotion, the reason why this is hitting people so hard is because not only are people like seeing themselves, but they're getting attached. When people get attached to things, it's really difficult to separate from them. I've gone through that with many things in my life. Like losing something is difficult and you don't always know how to process that. And I think on the Star Wars side of things, the thing I think people need the most is to know, and why they feel like they need to walk away. They need to know that they're allowed to get attached, in the sense that they can open themselves up to getting attached to these stories, to these characters, to everything, knowing that someone can't tell them that their attachment is wrong and that can't lead to like losing that thing. Like I think for me the biggest thing is I feel like this show with emotion, which is where I'll leave it. I talked so much when we talked about the finale about how much this show's use and expression of emotion meant so much to me.
Yeah.
And I think when we're talking about fan emotion, you have to let fans get attached to things without like it coming at the cost of something. Like I think we can't stop hate. People are always going to hate, but we got to fight hate with love. Like Rose Tico says, we don't want to just like fight the hate with hate. We want to fight the hate with love. And I think some people are reaching a point where they're giving so much love and they don't feel the same love in return. They're just feeling loss after loss after loss. And I feel that like we talked about how a lot of the same fans of this show are fans of Resistance. When people feel such a weight of loss from Resistance, losing Resistance and losing what could have been, to open themselves up to this show, to these characters, to the story, because obviously we're getting more from books, but if they wanted to see more for this story, for Oshar and Kymir, for Vernestra and May, like if they want to see more of that, it's hard to have again a case of that being cut short, of
I
being
agree.
told, no, you're not going to get that anymore. And I think, like, obviously there's budget, there's viewership numbers, there's
Yeah.
all the corporate side of it that could account. But to that end, which is why it's such a messy thing, because, like, obviously we don't know how they're going to respond. Lucasfilm hasn't really said anything yet, but I think if they're going to respond in any way, they have to show those fans that no matter the reason for this, we hear you. We know you love these characters, because, like, they did such a good job during the show being like, Jackie Jam, Yord Horde, marketing this, here's some stickers, here's some tissues. Like, they know how to care for their fans and show that they know that their fans care about these things. And if, as long as they open themselves up and continue to open themselves up to those fans, they just, the thing is right now, people just feel like they gave into the hate, in the sense they let that side win. And if you leave it that, if you don't say anything, like I said, they might not even be listening right now, but if you don't make those people feel like they belong, they're not going to want to be there. And that's just really, really sad. I don't want anyone to feel like they don't belong in something that means so much to me. And it's hard. It's just hard.
No, it is hard. It is hard. I talked to Justina. Justina Ireland was at our High Republic panel back at AwesomeCon last year. And she was saying they're always looking and they're always watching and they're always listening. It just depends on what they listen to.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. I think eventually, I mean, the books are a good step into getting more of the story.
Yeah.
But, and Leah, you and I talked about this too. This could live on in animated format. This could live on in a series of movies. Like, this could live on in any way.
Exactly.
So just hold out hope.
Yeah.
It sucks right now.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
But I think something's coming. I think they are going to finish this story. Yeah.
They don't.
That's why we signed that petition. We keep on.
Yeah.
We keep the hope up.
Yes. Yes, that is true. Anything else? No? All right. Well, I'm going to hang out in Discord after the show. Give me about 10 to 15 minutes if anybody wants to join me there. And then that is it for us this week. We will be back in 2 weeks' time, or in a week's time, 2 weeks' time. So join us then. Until then, may the Force be with you. May you always fight for light and life. Just remember, we're all the Republic. Bye-bye.